has to say.
You know, we need to try to create for one another. And, you know, there was a couple stretches in the game where you saw that to happen, where we had some multiple actions. And, you know, with our whole group, our strength has been, you know, our versatility, our, you know, the fact that we have multiple weapons. And we have to be able to use that. You know, and it's, you know, it's extreme tonight, but it's some of the same things that we've talked about previously. You know, in one sense, that's a good thing, and that it's not a place that we have never been to. But obviously, in a game like tonight, you'd like to execute better, and that means, you know, playing for one another more. I think there's a tendency for guys to, you know, and it doesn't come from a bad place. They want to try to elevate, you know, the team on their own, and we just need each other, and we need to play like that offensively. And when we do that, and the ball moves, and we get looks, that's, you know, that's when we get 22 second chance points instead of, you know, 2 or 4 or whatever it was. And that's when it becomes easier to defend. You know, I thought early in the game, you know, it's not like we didn't compete. You know, like we played to win, and obviously Dallas, you know, Dallas played well. They had us on our heels, I think, early in the game. You know, just a half step late getting back in transition, and then a half step late on a closeout, and, you know, then a half step late, and all of a sudden there's an offensive rebound that we give up, and then there's a basket, and suddenly, you know, if there's enough of those possessions, obviously this is, you know, where it goes.
Mentioned the rebounding just now, and you felt like that was part of the not moving the ball well enough, or do you think you could kind of rebound better in isolation than you guys did tonight?
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't necessarily. You know, when you talk about isolation, in some respects, you know, isolation involves spacing.
Yeah,
you know,
I guess I meant it by itself.
Yeah, no, it's harder when the ball moves and the defense is broken down. You know, there are more lanes. You know, you're putting them in rotations, which is, you know, one of the things that's happened to us is they've had multiple actions and driven closeouts. We've gotten opportunities to get into the paint, and we just have to space off each other and have a presence and look for people when that happens, and, you know, be patient enough to get a second action. You know, and when that does happen, you know, we've seen that. You know, this has been, you know, the way this team has played the majority of the year, and, you know, that's what we, you know, clearly need to have, and tonight was not that.
On the shooting front, I mean, you say it's a make or miss league, or not you, but in general, people say it's a make or miss league, but this seems like it was unique in misses.
Yeah, I mean, the things get compounded, you know, and, you know, I think, you know, Boyan has carried us in certain games, and, you know, he obviously didn't have that game tonight. You know, JC has done that at times as well, and you know, the shooting itself, I think those things are connected. I don't want to just point to, you know, bad shooting night, because I think, you know, I said it the other day, when they become our shots, and the things that make them, you know, that usually are, sometimes things come right away and easy in possession and good looks, and you take them, and but there's other times that require, you know, more, you know, an additional action, especially against a team that's as active as they are defensively, and sometimes that means making, you know, a quick, easy pass and attacking the backside, the ball changing sides. I mean, there's all these, you know, all the descriptions of what I can give you: a second pick and roll, a dribble handoff, and then just continue to space after that to continue to be able to attack. And that kind of continuous movement and spacing and attacking and passing is what we need to be able to, you know, have success against this team.
You've talked about Luka's abilities pregame, and I'm curious just kind of how you felt your team defended him tonight.
There was one particular action that we really struggled with. their stack action where, you know, the screen was being set low and we didn't switch up the line far enough, and he got to the rim a couple times and you saw and just, you know, dropped it in the basket. I think part of it is his ability, not only, you know, when he gets in the lane, he's so poised, and Brunson did the same thing. You know, they're in the lane and they're poised, and then they're looking out, you know, and at that point, you know, you have to be really disciplined to stay with shooters, and the flip side of it is he has the ability to score over the top of you. So, you know, there aren't a lot of things that you point to tonight that we did well. You know, as far as defending him, you know, he's one of those guys. It's nuanced where you literally need to look at it and see, is there something can we have a higher hand here? Could we? A couple times we didn't send him a direction that we wanted to send him and had a breakdown there. And then there's other times he makes plays that you feel like you did a good job. But you know, there were all of the above tonight.
And what was your view of the little brouhaha with Hassan and some of the Mavericks there?
Yeah, I didn't. I feel like this series has been hard played and clean. You know, I didn't see the exact situation, but I think, you know, there's going to be those moments, you know, where emotions get heavy, and both teams want to win and both teams are competitive. I didn't see the actual play itself. I haven't seen the replay to what, you know, exactly occurred. Obviously, the result was the obvious, but I couldn't comment on the specifics of it. But I do think that I don't think it's been, you know, anybody's trying to do anything other than compete and play hard, and it's been physical under the boards as well.
Good.
Okay.